So we have part of the loft. We have to trim out this shiplap. We are looking at all of our parts for our chimney. This is what $427 looks like. Not very impressive, huh? So I'm working on getting this hole cut out so we can get it installed. We like trim, we like a little bit of wiring, and we will have this thing ready to use. Store stuff, we're already storing stuff up here. Got this window trimmed in. Let me take you back here. Got that little window trimmed in from the inside, all conked up. We just like 2 joists, 1 sheet OSB. It's out there. I'm just waiting because I want to trim out this up here before I put this in. There's going to be a 4x4. We were going to do lodgepole pine. Kept looking at it. We decided the way the cabin's looking, it looks more like a Maine I can't talk. A Maine fishing cabin, not a Western cabin.
Why are you pointing the camera at me?
Cause you picked the colors. So there's going to be a 4x4 here, and then the ladder up to the loft, the storage loft. But we're going to paint this all white. I think we're going to do some beadboard underneath there, just for aesthetics. Doesn't really have to have it, but it'd be kind of nice. After all, we're going to have it for a long time. It's going to be our workshop from now until we keel over. So I'm going to get to working on this support box for the chimney so we can put in our wood stove here. I believe our stove is going to set this way. Was that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Sheet?
Yes.
Okay, so the stove's going to set this way. And I don't think it's going to get too hot with the triple wall pipe. We got the expensive stuff. Cap. Everything's here. Now I just got to get it put in. Molly. Inside joke. Alright. I'm going to get after it. Got the angle cut on there. It's kind of disheartening when you pay this much for something and then you have to cut it. This actually goes on here. I'm not sure how this is supposed to keep it from leaking, but they say it does. Goes around that pipe, and I've also have a 2 foot pipe. Don't know if we're going to have to use it or not. They want you to be above your roof line so the wind doesn't come over and down your chimney and smoke you out. So we'll see once we get the 4 foot piece on there if it's actually above the ridge line or not. This here is supposed to keep it from leaking. It will have this topper on it. This goes on top, goes down in there, locks in place. Has a spark arrestor on it, which is really nice. But we'll see how it works. Now I got to cut a hole in a perfectly good roof. Not really looking forward to it. My wife has said that I have messed up in the past. Now I got to cut this roof out. You think I did it right? I hope so too. I took all my measurements. I double checked. We're going to see. I have cut a hole in the roof. Kind of a scary thought. What do you think? Think I can get it all back together right? Okay. As long as she's got faith in me, I'll be okay. So this goes on the outside of it, which will more than cover it. Cover the hole. This box goes in the hole. And I've got to put a 2x4 cross member there, 2x4 cross member at the top. That's what I'm about to do, so that I can attach this box with some screws to the framing. So that's what I'm about to do now. Hey folks, we got our support box in. Had to shim out one side, and I'm just about to put the pipe on. Then I'm going to put the storm collar on, and then I've got to take and cut it, the metal up here, so that the storm collar takes and fits, and we'll see what happens. I'm not sure which way this goes, to be honest with you. It goes over top of it like this, I think. Okay.
You got another like 1/2 inch. I don't know if that's where it's supposed to go.
It's locked in place, it won't come up.
Oh.
These are all screws that we have left over after jobs over the years. I never throw anything away. So I'm using them now on our roof. And I've got to have some 1.5 inch. I ordered inch because we're just going into 1/2 inch OSB for the roof. And I had to have some 1.5 inch for the ridge. So I didn't have those when I put the ridge on. Now I do. I had them. I just didn't have them with me up on the roof at the time I put the ridge in. If that makes any sense. Okay, folks. I got a rope. Guess I should have got the rope before I got up here. And I got a tree in my back. Sorry about the shaky camera work. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I gotta trim some trees. It's one of my roping ropes. I'm actually tied off to a tree over there. But this roof is super slick. It's got dust all over it. And I'm wearing cowboy boots, so I really do not want to fall. So we got our storm collar on, and I've got to cut a line right in this area. Right here, for that to slide up and under so that I can screw it down. So I got to make all those measurements, and then right here at the edge I got to be really careful that I don't cut too far, because I want to slide up and under there, and I'll screw it down. So that's my next deal. Maybe my wife can, babe, can you hand a, oh, just about fell. Let me get my rope tied off. I'm gonna attempt a knot we used years ago. knot we used years ago. Take this knot here over this side here, back around here, and up through there. Now through there, and that'll draw down tight. I might need a little bit more. If y'all can see that or not. And as you can see, it's binding against itself there. I could even take and put this knot, put that back through there if I needed to. You can see it's not tight on me, but it still gives me a little bit. If I had to show you that again, I'm not sure I could. I was doing that from memory. Babe, can you hand me up that 4-foot level? The blue one? Gray, blue. Thank you, doll baby. So I'm gonna use it to make my lines.
This would have been a whole lot easier if I'd had the chimney install kit before I put the roof on. But you can only do what you can do. And the storm collar is actually for a shingle roof instead of a metal roof. It's not very flexible. So it gave me a hard time trying to get it up and under the metal due to the ridges on the metal. But with a little bit of perseverance and redneck ingenuity, I got the storm collar to fit, go up under the other metal. Just a quick note, if you're installing one of these type of storm collars on metal, if you will take a hammer and tap down the ridges that are going to be underneath the storm collar, it really helps it to get to lay flat when you're attaching it to the roof with screws. I didn't tap it down all the way the full length of the storm collar, but right there at the edge, I definitely did. This here that I'm using now is called butyl tape. It's actually for shingle roofs, but I've used it in this application before. It adheres really good to both sides of the metal when you take and you screw it down. And once it gets hot and heats up, it kind of oozes into every hole you can take and get it around, particularly if you have a little bit of pressure on it. It's really sticky stuff and you don't want it to touch back on itself, or you'll just have a big clump of butyl tape. We used to use this building log cabins in between the logs, anywhere where there might be a chance that water, moisture could get in. So I've been putting this all the way around the storm collar, and then I will screw the storm collar down. And where the ridges stick up high, I put screws in between the ridges and help pull the storm collar down on top of the metal. Regardless of what you do, using this type of storm collar meant for a shingle roof on top of a metal roof, it's not going to be the prettiest application. But if you do the best you can, use butyl tape or silicone, it's not going to take and leak. And that's the most important part. Beauty's okay, but not leaking is the main goal. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the old notification bell to see what we're going to do next. We'll see you down the road.